Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Champale and thanks for clicking on my video. Today's video will be a what's for dinner. This is, I think I did only four dinners this week because Fridays, I'm super busy on Fridays, so we normally eat out or eat a small meal, like something simple, something easy. So I don't think it's worth sharing. But I want to remind you guys that I am not a chef. I'm just a mom trying to feed my kids and thanking God that they eat and don't go to bed hungry. The meals that I made this week were simple and easy to make, and I made them with love, and my family loved them, and I'm happy about that. I always eat what I cook, but she tried most of these things, and I give it an A for effort. Here, I'm just opening the packs of chicken breasts so I can wash them, cut them up, and season them. And four individual chicken packs of chicken breasts instead of being able to buy a family pack like in the States. But in Singapore, I feel like you have to go to 4 or 5 different stores to get the meal that you want to make for your family. If one store don't have it, you have to go to another store. If that store don't have it, you have to go to another store. And I absolutely hate that because I have kids and I don't feel like lugging my kids to every store. And we have stores with food, but it's just a hassle lugging kids around, especially if you have little ones like me. Then it's just too much for me. I don't even think I said what I'm making for this dinner, but this dinner will be a grilled chicken wrap. So now that I'm done cutting all the fat and dicing the chicken up, I'm seasoning it with my favorite seasonings: Creole, onion powder, onion salt, garlic salt, pepper, and paprika. And I think I used oregano. I can't remember. I let my skillet get hot so I could add the chicken chunks to it so I could let them sear good on one side before I flip them. And I know that I'm crowding this pan, and sometimes you shouldn't crowd the pan, but I didn't have time to cook the chicken in batches, so I did what needed to be done at the time, and that was cook them in chunks. Well, not cook them in chunks. Crowd my pan. I crowded my pan. That's what I did. And I let them brown on one side for 3 to 4 minutes before I flip them over to the other side. And this is what I like my chicken to look like. Look at that color on that chicken. I took them out once they were done and put them on a paper plate so that I could heat up my tortilla for my wrap. And here goes the final product. I put lettuce and shredded cheese on my wrap, and we had broccoli and fruit. Potatoes, bell peppers, broccoli, and shrimp. Tonight on the menu will be loaded baked potatoes, and I also have bacon that I didn't bring out. I just washed those potatoes and I stabbed them with a fork to put holes all through. I'm not sure why I do this. I've always did it, so that's what I do. And once I was done poking them with a fork, I cut up pieces of aluminum foil and I olive oiled the potatoes, as you can see. And once I put them into the foil paper, I added salt. I think the olive oil gives it a crispy outside, and I'm not sure what the salt does. I just do it. I did that to all of them. had my oven preheating to 400 and I put them in the oven. I can't remember for how long because I'm a mom. I got distracted, but I took them out when they were soft. Once the butter and the olive oil got hot, I added the shrimp in to get it sauteed. I also added in the bell pepper and the onions because I do not like crunchy vegetables with my food. I don't know why I left those metal tongs right there because they were extremely hot when I came back to flip the shrimp. This potato topping, y'all, is the best invention I've ever tasted. I It's so good. If it's at your neighborhood store, get it. I promise you won't regret. My grandma mailed me that potato topping to Singapore because I love it so much. And here's the final product. When I say this shrimp baked potato was so good, my kids loved it. Everybody ate it. Tonight on the menu will be hamburger steak with mashed potatoes and caramelized carrots. I started it off by washing and cutting my potatoes up because I wanted them to boil faster. So when you cut them up, they boil faster. To me, they do, than leaving them whole. Once I put the potatoes on the stove to boil, I cut up an onion into strips for my hamburger steak gravy and into half slices, and I added butter, brown sugar, salt, and pepper. And you will see that I'm gonna cover it with foil and put it in the oven. And I cooked them on 350 until they got soft to my liking. Oh, and I added olive oil and gave it a little squish, swish. And now I'm making the hamburger into patties. I'm gonna add all my favorite seasonings to it. And my secret to a good juicy burger is Worcestershire sauce. I probably said that wrong, but yeah, this stuff right here, Worcestershire. It makes it so juicy and so flavorful. So if you haven't tried a hamburger with Worcestershire sauce, add it to your next burger. Can't remember how much ground beef this was, but this night only me and my oldest were gonna eat the hamburger steaks. My 4-year-old will not touch this. Baby, she will eat it. She loves it. But look at this. Is this just my stove? Like I've never had a gas stove before, so I don't know if this is a common thing that happens, but I can never light my stove top. It takes me forever to light it at every time I light it. Sometimes I can't even light it, so I have to call my husband in so he can light it. By the way, don't mind my dirty stove top. Don't. But this is real time. I think it took me like 3 minutes to light it. It just makes me so frustrated that it just doesn't light when I press it to light it. And I feel like I'm wasting so much of the gas trying to light it. It's just annoying. And look, I got it lit, but the outside not lit. So I was like, what is going on? There you go. It's lit finally. I put olive oil down because I want to get a good sear on my beef, because once you get good sear on it, it adds more flavor in my opinion. So I put them down and let them get brown like that, and I added in the onions so the onions could get some color and sweat down. And here goes my. In Japan, we used to go to this restaurant called Yakiniku, and they used to have some corn like this with soy sauce and butter. I don't know what else they put on it, but it was so good. If you haven't tried it, try it. My potatoes are finally done boiling and they're soft. I like to add salt and pepper and garlic powder to my potatoes, and then I add butter and heavy cream and mash it up until it gets mashed. I guess that's what you call it. Get mashed. And then I add cheese. Usually when I cook the potato with the skin on, I take it off when I'm chopping it up because it's easier to peel that way. I thought this cheese was block cheese when I first bought it, but as you can tell, it is not block cheese. It's just square cheese, sliced cheese. And I just got fed up and just started ripping it up and just throwing it in there. The potatoes were still hot, so the cheese melted by the potato. I mashed it up really good because we do not like chunky mashed potatoes. And here's the final result. The mashed potatoes were so good and creamy. Okay, tonight on the menu will be creamy chicken pasta. And I got everything out that I need to have out except the shredded cheese. All right, so I'm just gonna chop the ends off of this spinach because I don't want the stems. And then I'm gonna wash it and then give it a light cut. Or should I go ahead and chop it now? What is this? It look like flowers. I should chop it now. I'm gonna just give it. So I washed my spinach. It's still a little wet, so hopefully it dries off by the time I get ready to cook it. I don't have a recipe for this. I'm just making up as I go. I'm gonna wash my chicken and bring it back to season it. Okay, and I'm gonna wash my hands before I get my seasonings out. Okay, and the water is boiling, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my pasta. I heard once before, if you ain't sneezing, you ain't seasoning. So I'm seasoning. Okay, so I'm waiting on the oil and the butter to heat up. And once it heats up, I'm gonna put the chicken seasoned side down. Two ounces of cream cheese. Might be 2 ounces, I'm not sure, I didn't measure it. And I probably add this whole little carton in here, I'm not sure. Because I don't have a recipe, I'm just making it up as I go. And hopefully the cream cheese makes it creamy, how I'm envisioning it in my head. Because I don't have no shredded mozzarella. I might need to add more cream cheese. And I'm not gonna season this because I had leftover seasoning in the pan when I cooked the onions and garlic. I'm gonna add some black pepper though. I'm gonna let the cream cheese melt, and then I'm gonna add the chicken back in so it can go ahead and cook through. Now that it's starting to bubble, I'm gonna go ahead and add the chicken back in there and let the chicken cook on through. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make some garlic bread. I've had this French bread for probably about a week, and you see how hard it is, but it's fine. Not wasting no food. Okay, so of course, mom life. I forgot about it, and it got a little crispy, but it's fine. We'll still eat it. I got distracted. Somebody called my name, and I had to leave up out of the kitchen. But I have this garlic spread. You see it? It's garlic butter spread. So I know you can't see it, but I'm just gonna add some to the top of the bread. I got a little bit of mozzarella cheese. So I'm just gonna sprinkle some over top to make it cheesy, crispy garlic bread. Add it back to the oven and let the cheese melt. I'm gonna stand right here so I don't forget about it. Okay, dinner is done. Look at my crispy garlic bread. It's okay, I'm still gonna eat it. And I added pepper to the top of my food, so it's gonna be delicious. Yes, that's a basket of clothes. My washing machine is outside. Tonight on the menu is gonna be baked nachos. That's ground meat, taco seasoning, cream cheese, Velveeta, Rotel, Doritos, onion, some cheeses I had in my refrigerator, and some bell peppers, and a pepper. I'm just dicing up the onion right now, but I seen this recipe on TikTok. I guess it went viral a long time ago, but I just seen it. So I said, oh, I'm gonna make this because nachos are my favorite. Ground meat on the stove cooking, so I'm waiting till that browns to add it to this mixture. I'm sure you've seen this whenever it was popular on TikTok. I just made it for dinner and I added it to my video. My cousin used to do this paper towel trick when I was younger by getting the grease out with a paper towel. So I adapted that from her. But I added in my vegetables and I'm saute am I, no, I'm not sauteing, and I'm just adding them to the mix so they can cook through because I like bell peppers and onions in my ground beef and in my nachos. I added in the taco mix packet so it could heat up, and then I added it to my bacon dish oven for the cheeses to melt. And once the cheeses melt, I'll take it out. I put it in the oven on 350, 375, and now the cheeses are melting. Don't mind that burnt spot back there, but I mixed it through. If you stayed to the end, thank you. I hope you got some meal ideas for the following week or whenever from this video. And if you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Yes, I really liked it. And this is dinner. I topped it with some jalapenos, some lettuce, and some sour cream. If you